Benghazi. That's what we'll talk about in today's video. Benghazi was lost in the closing week of the election because of Hurricane Sandy. It just completely wiped it off the air and out of the news media. Not that they were covering it. Fox News was the only place, along with Newsmax, that was covering Benghazi, even though a congressional committee was investigating it and providing plentiful material for the media to cover. But the mainstream media, in an absolute conspiracy of silence, did not cover this. When you think about the amount of ink and time they devoted to that stupid Valerie Plame scandal, in which no crime was committed, nobody was killed, nobody was wounded, nobody was really endangered, it's absolutely ridiculous. But it's time for us to pick up Benghazi again. Benghazi was never a campaign issue. Benghazi was never about winning the election for the conservatives. It was about a serious breach of national security, a total underestimation of the level of threat that we face that's symptomatic of a failure to take terrorism seriously and a benign, naive view of the Arab Spring. And then it was compounded by a presidential cover-up akin to Watergate, where the President of the United States knew it was a terrorist attack, was told by Petraeus and others at the CIA that it was a terrorist attack, was told by the State Department that it was a terrorist attack, walked out the door and announced it was linked to the movie, simply because the Cairo demonstrations were in fact impelled by that movie. And the result was a 2-week-long cover-up, which he took to a speech at the United Nations General Assembly, talking at length about the movie so as to frame the attack within the context of that movie. Spontaneous demonstrators don't have precision mortars, and those were the weapons that killed our men in Benghazi. So we need to get back on that issue. Issa, the chairman of the committee, re-elected now, needs to get back on his horse and continue to ride it. And there should be hearings, there should be subpoenas issued to the various CIA and State Department officials, including the Secretary of State, who should be asked to testify under oath as to what she knew and when she knew it, and the various members of the intelligence community and the State Department should be asked what they told and when they told them and who they told it to. We have got to get to the bottom of this. This is a breach that transcends politics. And it goes really to the heart of the politicization of foreign policy in this administration. Not only in the interests of getting reelected. If that were the only thing, okay, he's reelected, he'll stop it. But in the interests of downplaying to the American people the nature of the threat that we face. It would be as if FDR tried to write off Pearl Harbor as, just some raid gone errant, or the World Trade Center as, just an aviation mistake. This was an overt terrorist attack on the anniversary of 9/11, and it deserves a full explanation for the American people to understand, number one, the threat that we face, and number two, the refusal of this administration to own up to that threat in order to prove that its policy of naivete and foolishness is vindicated. Congressman Issa, the chairman of the Oversight Committee, needs prompting to get back on his horse and to begin focusing on this issue. Like everybody, he's probably licking his wounds today and thinking that the election was hard fought but was lost. And we, the American people, need to ask him and remind him that it's his duty as chairman of that committee, the Oversight Committee, to oversee and to use his subpoena power, use the power of his office to get to the bottom of Benghazi. So please sign the petition that is annexed to this video, because we want Issa to know that we're all still focused, we're all still engaged, we're still interested, and that we still demand answers.